Hello and welcome to another episode of Locked In, brought to you by our good friends over at Dabble. If you haven't got a Dabble account, get on, make one. There's a link in our bio where you can put in the code LEGUP, not the leg up, just leg up. But a lot of fun. Rocket Boost, DJC. I know you're a big fan of the Rocket Boost, mate.
Love it. Love the Rocket Boost. You used it last week. I had a 3-leg multi. I think it boosted from $18 and I stopped the Rocket at $44. The final would have been 46, I think, was the maximum, so I stopped it well. And then the first leg lost. So great. I guess the Rocket was awesome, but just the old the selections weren't the best, I guess.
That's right. Hildo, good to have you back, mate. You've been to Royal Ascot and you've got engaged. I don't think you've been on here since you've been engaged. So congratulations, you and Rach.
Thanks, mate.
Well, I think she's wearing the pants. She won a Grafton Cup again today. So
yeah, I was mucking out of her horse's box just about half an hour ago. So I sent a video to someone saying I don't even do this at work. So, but it was good. She won the Grafton Cup, and overseas was great. Got engaged and went to Royal Ascot. It was an amazing experience. I've never experienced anything like it, really. It's just totally different to the Australian stuff and amazing. I encourage anyone that hasn't been, get over there and see it. It's unreal.
Yeah, well, DJC and I, we've booked ourselves in for the wedding next year, mate, at Royal Ascot. So that's one way for us to get over there and tick it off the bucket list. So
I'll get there somehow.
Yeah, we'll sit in the back corner, eat the leftover chicken off the bone if we have to, but we'll be there. I spoke to you last week, Hildo, and you said it was a bit of a strip out on day one on the punt at Royal Ascot. And I think DJC, you were up all night, every night, trying to chase your tail, and it was just 200 to 1 shots winning left, right, and centre.
Oh, mate, every time I'd try and one eye, I'd almost go to sleep and I'd almost be dozing off. It'd go, notification, Pat Allendorf, what are we on here? Pat, it's like, I thought he must have been like on weekend release or something. You wouldn't hear from him. Then 11 o'clock every night, you just hit the phone and light up. He must be on night shift at the old White Goods, I think.
I think he was waiting for Hildo's trackside mail.
Wasn't coming. We were too busy in the garden drinking the Pimm's jugs to do the yard over there. We did the yard for the first 3 races and paid attention, and then they went no good, so we just threw it in the bin and enjoyed the experience. But I loved the footage of the bloke that owned Vauban, whatever it was, that blasted out in the last.
Was that the bloke that just left? He walked away?
Kept walking away, yeah. I thought there's great footage of him over there, and like straight away he's like, let's get to Melbourne and stuff like that. So that's exciting for a horse like that to be coming down here. And actually, Rachel's brother, he does a bit of form over there, and he was telling me all day about this thing in the last. He said if it was a jumps race, it'd be 20 to 1 on. He's like, it's an absolute freak, and he said it should be winning today, and it just pissed him.
Never looked like getting beat. I had like a proper mug sort of multi, and there was a horse that went around in the first at Doomben on the Wednesday. It was like $1.20, and I just had it all up Warbarn to win the Melbourne Cup at like 40 to 1 at the time.
Are you kidding?
Like, if it pisses in on Tuesday night when I'm fast asleep at 3 a.m, I'm going to wake up and it'll be the Cup favourite. And
exactly,
woke up, it was $10, and then the $1.20 shot fell in the first on the Wednesday. So it was a nervous watch, but we're alive anyway.
How was Royal Ascot with the old vapes, Hildo? Are they pretty? You're not allowed?
No, everywhere.
Everyone,
mate,
they're massive
everywhere.
over there.
They're walking around selling cigars everywhere.
Oh, Jesus!
Yeah, it's outstanding. No, they're very
It's
relaxed
paradise,
in that
DJC.
sense. It is paradise, yeah. And the whole experience with the car park, like we arrived at 10 o'clock, we're in the car park until the first. Everyone sets up these big barbecues and drinks and food and stuff. So, like, the first was at 2:30. Then you roll into the races, and then you go back to the car park after the last. We left at 10 p.m. that night.
That's almost like the tailgate parties that the Americans have.
Yeah, amazing experience. I don't know how people do it any more than one day, though. I was absolutely nutted. There was no way I could have got up and gone back to the races.
Do they do BYO? Like, is it BYO drinks over there? Because like I've got a mate that like they went over for an Ascot. Like it wasn't the Royal Ascot Carnival, but like 5 Aussies. They tell the story like all the time that they got there, walked in, the security guard's like, oh, like where's your? Have you got any drinks? And they're like, no, like and they're like, no, go and get drinks. So they've gone to the bottle, like come back with a carton each, and just like walked in there like, no, boys, like you need to have food with it as well. So they're back out and buying sandwiches. But is there any of that at Royal Ascot, or is that?
might be
What
off
you saw?
season, but obviously
Yeah.
the stuff pre and post is all provide your own and bring your own drinks
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And the Australia actually
cool.
they always have a big Aussie barbecue, and I think it's can't remember who it was put on this year, but there was a big Aussie barbecue in Henry Field, the Newgate guys. There was so many people there, and so you go all the way over the other side of the world and hang out with a bunch of Aussies, but they were obviously the last ones there as well, and still going at 10 o'clock. But
What did what did the jug of Pims set you back?
I wouldn't know, mate. It was just on the card. Everything on the holidays was just on the card. You don't
Just
look at
tap
it till you
and
get
go.
home. Tap and go. Look at the statement when you get back.
Don't even look.
Yeah, that's right. Just start paying it off. It was good.
Boys, before we get stuck into it, obviously, if you are new here and this is your first locked in, I give DJC and Hildo 45 seconds to sort of make their case for their on top picket in the selected races. This week we're at Flemington. We're doing races 6, 7, and 8 at headquarters there. The Flemington Cup. There's a benchmark 84 in there as well, and then a pretty competitive 2,000 metre race as well for the open horses. But DJC, before we get into it, we have teamed up with Dabble, as I mentioned, and we're doing a nice old giveaway in tips and slips. You've cracked 10,000 members in there, which that's a big effort for you, mate, because you live and breathe in that group.
Yep.
But tell the punters what they can sort of get involved with, how to join, and the little comp that we've got going on.
Yeah, mate. Cheers. So, as you said, mate, we've cracked the 10K in tips and slips, which it's massive. I remember when it first started, I think it was, I was probably one of the first couple in there, and it's just built from there. And it's so one of those groups where it's just so much positivity in there. Not many, the dickheads get found out pretty quickly and get moved on, which is a good thing. But yeah, mate, we're obviously with Dabble coming on board. Semi, the boys, yourself and the Leg Up have joined up with a massive giveaway of merch. That's Dabble merch and Leg Up merch. And there's a post on the tips and slips at the moment that Semi put up. All you got to do is put your Dabble username in the comments. And next Friday, me and Semi Boy are going to go live for back to our what do you call it? Our back to the original live video, mate. And we'll draw the winner, randomise it, and get the winner. And the winner will win probably one of the best giveaways that the Leg Up's done. I think the merch looks unbelievable. The Dabble beanie, the red Leg Up hat, which looks unreal. Punters, if you're out there, tips and slips, username in the comments, and we'll draw the winner out next week. And the big merch pack will be all yours.
Yeah, there's beanies, caps, stubby coolers, t-shirts, it's all happening.
Also, if you haven't got a Dabble account as well, in the comments, Semi, or might have been Blakey's thrown a bit of a link in there, which kind of, puts you in with the Leg Up. You might be able to explain it a bit better, Nick, with the link.
Yeah, so that'll just take you to your sign-up page, and it's got our code in there automatically, and away you go. And then once you're in the app, just search for the Leg Up and give us a follow. A few little sneaky tips in there. I don't know how. I think Blake might have put one on for the State of Origin last night, but that was no good because the filthy Blues won.
Oh yeah, baby.
Anyway,
it was good.
Anyway, we'll get started, boys. We'll go. Hildo can kick us off this week. So, mate, we go to race 6 at Flemington. It is the Dean Lester Flemington Cup over 2,800 metres. Mostly cloudy for the Trent Bussard and Nadal Young Camp, $2.65 there with Dabble, LaBelle, $4.80, Minis Award, $5, and then it's double figures the rest. You've got 45 seconds, mate. Who do you like in the staying feature?
I'm surprised you didn't find the benchmark 58 3100 at Grafton to do with the amount of these races that we've got to go through today.
Mate, you can't talk. Sydney's just as bad.
Anyway, mostly cloudy. I'm with up to 2800. Obviously, it was in reverse on the corner in Sydney, but got going late and finished off. Was kind of unlucky then. We had the pleasure of having this horse stay with us, so I've seen it in the flesh. It's a lovely staying type. And when it got up to this distance overseas, it never has speed longer than $2 and was winning some good races. So I think it's a very good thing.
Lovely. DJC, are you with the favourite, or have you found a little bit of value in the feature?
No, I'm with Hildo. I'm with mostly cloudy here, fellas. Cracking form over the distance. 3 wins from its 4 starts. It's got form behind Faulkner Park, which we don't really know how much upside that has, to be honest. It's going to be attacking this race 4 far should be around peak fitness. You also give a bit of a jockey change, a bit of a classy jockey. John McNeil jumps on board, which I think is going to be a massive positive. Barrier 10, I think he'll just try to slot into the midfield position, save up for a big finish, and mostly cloudy on top.
Nice little threesome on with it too. It was sort of hard to miss, I think, last start. Like, I've got a fair opinion of Faulkner Park, and he was charging at him late. So out to that 2,800, I should say, at the big track. Irish sequel for the value players. I think he's the one to throw on your exotics. He was really good in that Caloundra Cup, and obviously we've touched on Zoom on winning the Grafton Cup since sort of franking that form. So he's $11. He'll stay all day, but mostly cloudy. I'm not going to bother giving it to anyone in particular because it's the same reason we're all with it. So mostly cloudy. We're locking it in. You just mute yourself, DJC.
I did because I was chomping on ice. Oh. Just give it to the leg up. The leg up.
Sam's on. You don't have to worry about it.
I can see his mouth was moving in the background. I'm like, there's no sound coming out of him here.
He's actually just messaged me. Are you chewing ice? He's unbelievable, mate. He's got the ears of best hearing I've ever seen or heard.
You're harsh on Zach Lloyd. There's probably only one other person more airborne than him, and that's Dylan Gibbons, and you've called it a jockey upgrade to John McNeil.
Zach Lloyd can, after what he did today on magic carpet, we'll forget about it. Really hurt today, the old carpet ride.
I'm pretty sure Jai McNeil, I'm sure he's listening, good friend of the show, no doubt.
Oh, he is.
I'm pretty sure, he won a premiership a season or two ago, didn't he, in Melbourne Metro, and then this year, I'm just trying to have a look now, I'm sure he's only 4% Metro, he's going no good, and you just said Zach Lloyd. Yeah, upgrade from Zed Lloyd to Jai McNeil, but where are we here? He's not even in the, there he is, 27 winners, 12%. Oh no, 8% Metro this season. So,
how many winners has Lloyd got in Melbourne?
Good friend, friend of the show. You've just outed him. You've just outed him, Nick.
I'm sure he listens. It might be speaking of the rocket boost. That might be the rocket up his arse. He needs to start riding some winners. No, look, he rides. I tell you what, I'm always happy to back him in a staying race at Flemington because he is a nice patient jockey. But anyway, we'll move on.
I do love Lloydie. I just want to put it out there. I love Lloydie, but he's just below Dill Gibbons. You can't go past Dill Gibbons.
I'm going to play this to Zach in the morning just to let him
Dill will get Passy Giata home on Saturday. I guarantee it.
Blakey said today, he goes, Hildo's not going to be happy with me again. I said, why is that?
Is he going Omni-Man again?
No.
He's said, I haven't got Passagiata in my top 4. That's just out of spite now.
It'll bounce back.
I noticed he had to find. I thought he was going to be. I was going to have an argument with him about the thing he found, the 1400, the thing of Wallers that was unlucky, Vienna Princess, whatever it was.
Princess. Yeah,
but I thought, we don't need to have one every week.
It's fun at games. Funny guys, especially when the mug piles on. 3-0.
Yeah, mug piles on in my corner all the time.
Oh, he loves it.
I don't know.
What's definitely Team Hildo.
Mug. Yeah.
What's Bjorn's best today?
We'll move on, boys, before it gets too out of hand. Race 7, I don't know. This is a benchmark 84. I don't know how this one's crept its way in there, but 1,200 metres. Open race. He's our Bonnevale $5 favourite there at Dabble. Ranting $6. Do Your Punk $6.50 with Prowling, and then Skywolf last start winner for that man again, Jai McNeil. Hildo, who are you liking in the straight 6, mate?
I'm going with the proven track, sort of straight track runner in Zach DeBoss. It was held up first start, wrong part of the track, and only got beaten 2 lengths to side, which I reckon is the right form race for this race. And as I said, he's one down the straight. So I'm happy to be with him at a decent price.
Yeah, around $10 and $3.30 the place there at Dabble. So that's a little bit of juice. DJC, who do you like, mate? Side, that's a touchy subject, that form one, because you were close to tipping her last week.
Oh, I was, and what a win! Good win, Peter Moody. Take your hat off, mate. I'm with Prowling here at around 7-1. I reckon it's been knocking on the door big time, this prep for a win. Probably should have won here at this track and distance. I think it was 2 or 3 starts ago. It's going to be rock hard fit. and I'm hoping our good old mate from the leg up, old Mushroom Egan, will be flying home late to get over the top of them. So prowling on top for me.
Nice. I'm just trying to go through my list of ultimate buzzers to see if I've got a locked in buzzer or something, but I don't. I've only got... So,
What can you use?
that's a bang because DJC loves bangs, but it wasn't very loud. It's all ads. There we go.
There you go.
We're gonna lock in prowling. Good on you,
Prowling,
DJC.
yes.
You're on the board.
Thank God.
Prowling
Thank
sounds
God.
like sounds like a Saturday night for DJC. Prowling.
It is.
Knocking on the door.
Mushroom Egan got it across the line there.
Yeah, Mushroom. Yeah, have you heard? You know that story, don't you, Nick?
I haven't heard that story, mate. No, fill us in.
No, we can't. It can't be put on.
Okay.
You have to ask Sam. Sam and Pat know the story. You have to ask them. What do they call him?
You have to become a member.
Similar to why they call Stackhouse pancakes.
Right, yeah. I look forward to hearing the mushroom pancake story. Boys, before we do move on to race 8, Hildo, nice little sort of feature on the Leg Up website now. We've got the stable mail from the Bjorn Baker camp and JD Hayes Ben and JD Hayes camp. But I spoke to you this morning, so punters, you can have a look on there and sign up to our free mailing list and get all the inside word. But what's your best for the camp this week? Save Mug asking. You can just listen.
Can I guess what it is first?
Yeah, you can listen. You go, DJC.
Is it in race 1?
No.
I've gone there. What's the one to beat the little pumper?
It's good. It's good at the moment because we've got chances at the moment in Sydney. I don't know how we'll go when we start to drop off a bit, but we've got a good team running around at the moment with a couple of chances, so it's easy to talk about them. But no, I reckon the best of the weekend. He's starting to wear a little bit thin for punters, but I think he gets the right setup, third up Saturday, and that is Cosmic Minerva. He's down to 52 kilos. Everyone's sort of, I know there looks to be not a lot of pressure in the race, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets away clean that he'll probably only be sort of hopefully one out, one back. He could even sit outside lead. Like he sat on the back of a good speed at Gosford when he won really well there. And it's over 1,200 and it's something that he can do. So we'll be expecting him to jump better on the weekend and put himself right in the race.
Yeah, beautiful. While we're just the two of us here and whatnot, and we're sort of almost through the card. And you mentioned, Hildo, you guys are sort of a little bit thin this weekend, but the Spring Carnival is right around the corner. How about just a little bit of an update on, say, a couple of the handy ones in the stable? Let's go Arapaho and what's that good 2-year-old Osmosis? Like, are we sort of seeing them around soon? Osmosis didn't accept or not paid up for the Golden Rose? No,
so he went out and we sort of made the call when he went out that we'd just target the Coolmore. That's going to be his target. So it was sort of, he had to have a shorter break and try and get him back for the Golden Rose, where we were like, we probably really want to target the Group 1 Coolmore with him, so he'll have one run into it. So he started pre-training on Wednesday. So he'll have probably 2 or 3 weeks pre-training to be back in the stable. Arapaho's in and up and going. He's going to trial in about 2 weeks. We'll look to go to the Winx Stakes first up with him. His main target's going to be the Caulfield Cup. That'll be the sort of the goal with him. There's a lot of nice races on now with a few of these nice ones. Hill Stakes up to about $3 million, and they've got that new race, the 7 as well, worth $1.5 million or something. So we'll probably look at landing him sort of 4th or 5th up in the Caulfield Cup, and maybe even with the potential to come back to a Cox Plate with him. We're probably going to put a line through the Melbourne Cup with him this year. Just doesn't stay that 32, so we might sort of shy away from that and do something different with him.
Any others sort of in the stable that probably, I'm trying to rack my brain off the top of my head, that sort of the group horses that are in the camp, but are there any others that sort of you've got big opinions of going into the spring?
Well, obviously Overpass to try and get in the Everest. That's the goal. That's the goal with him. He's back in work as well. He's going to look to go the shorts and then straight into the Everest. So no confirmed slot as yet, but hopefully that changes. in the next few weeks with him.
How's that sort of process? Like, have you had many phone calls and whatnot? I don't know what you can and can't say, but like, is it sort of the build up around camp? Sort of, you start to know that you're sort of in with a shot of at least.
Yeah, sort of. There's been a few conversations. Obviously, a lot of them are done through Scott Darby with Darby Racing, so he looks after most of that. So he's had a few different conversations with some people, but yeah, nothing locked in as yet. But I'm hoping that we don't have to wait too much longer. So we're sort of setting up as though we're in, because there's nothing worse than sort of not being ready. So we're just going to aim to go first up in the shorts and then try and replicate that fresh record that he's got and go 4 weeks into an Everest. So that's probably with him. And then our 2-year-olds are starting, or yearlings that are turning 2 in a couple of weeks. It's 6 weeks until the first 2-year-old trials. So
yeah,
it's crazy.
It comes around so quick, doesn't it? Like, I saw one bloke put a tweet out the other day. Like, I think it's 3 weeks to the Missile Stakes, 4 weeks to the Rosebud or something like that, and the Wink Stakes and whatnot. Like, it's right there, ready to go. So good time of year.
Yeah. But no, they're definitely sort of the headlines. Osmosis, Arapaho, Overpass. They're probably our 3 target horses that'll hopefully take us through the spring.
Geez, that Osmosis is exciting, isn't it? Yeah, really impressive it so far. I can't wait to see where it gets to.
Yeah, the best is ahead of him too. He's still sort of physically immature, and the improvement he made last prep to this prep, hopefully he gets a decent enough break into the spring. If he can strengthen up and improve again, he's going to be a serious horse. And great to have Newgate on board. They've bought into a percentage of him, looking for him as a stay-in. So it's great to have sort of, those guys want to be involved in a horse like him, so he's exciting for sure.
Would he be, like, we've seen 3-year-olds the last few years sort of go that Golden Rose back to an Everest and then back to a Coolmore. Like, would he be the sort of horse that you'd at all consider getting an Everest slot with him, or is it just all systems go for a Group 1 on his page and try and...
Yeah, pretty much. The unfortunate thing with no Group 1 in the Everest, for this year anyway, we'd definitely bypass it sort of this year, even if he was sort of considered to go for that Group 1, and then obviously next year. But
I suppose it probably makes it a bit easier too when you've got sort of the same syndicate managers, like in Derby Racing, have got the other main Everest hope in the camp. Like they can sort of go, like, if you've got, all right, we've got one horse in there already, we don't have to worry about both of them if we don't.
Yeah, exactly, that's it. And I've sort of seen like John Singleton lobbying to get the Everest, a Group 1 race, and I think the sooner they do that, the better, and probably the more focused it'll be. A horse like Osmosis could head towards it this year rather than having to miss it.
Yeah. Nice, mate. Exciting times. But, of course, more important than the Coolmore, mate, it's the VRC member 2,000 metres.
This is the weakest race I've ever seen.
I reckon it's a good race. It's competitive. Like, there's a few complete nonnies in there. Like, I speak of Milford, your $6 favourite, Young Werther. Geez, he could have been anything, but he hasn't put it together. I think he might still only have one win next to his name, isn't it? One win from 22 starts, and he's racked up how much prize money? I can't see it there, but it'd be a bucket load. He's your $7 second favourite. Normandy Bridge aiming for 4 straight. Floating Artist, he's a Melbourne Cup 4th place getter. $7.50. Hildo, what do we like in the time-honoured, whatever race this is?
Floating Artist. I just think this horse has got proper form. You look back through and he's raced proper races, proper horses. Thought his return earlier in the year was outstanding at 1,400. And it's very sort of, purposeful from the Mar stable to go first up in this race. And they had a tick-over trial earlier in the year. I like it when the Mar camp does this. If anyone can do it, they've got a number of different training centres. They've got the beach, and I'm just excited to see this horse back at the races. And I think this is on purpose, and I'm like to be with him.
Yeah, 2,000 metres at Flemington's going to be up his alley. DJC, what do you like, mate? Are you with Hildo again? Are you just going to copy and paste that, or have you done a bit of your own form here?
Mate, we've fucking only agreed on one so far. Mate, this race stinks, to be honest, as I mentioned before.
It's in my sort of quota. I've got to drive by at least once.
Sam's messenger, mate, get into DJC. Mate, as I said, this race absolutely is a putrid race. But I've landed on Anthony Milford. Last two starts have been pretty consistent. Second and a third. Should be peaking today. We get a nice little claim with the much talked about apprentice, Wiremu Pin. Hopefully they let him claim the 3 on Saturday instead of the 2 kilos. Normandy Bridge it's beat us home the last two starts, but I think that little weight swing there could be a massive point of difference. So Milford on top for me here.
Nice. You're lucky that I had to go through an ad then to get out of that and use the free buzzer, because you use your 45 seconds. But anyway, so I'm locking in Floating Artist because I did think it was the one to beat as well. So I like it. Back to Flemington. That Mars setup, like you said, Hildo. You never know what these guys are up to. So I'd imagine that Melbourne Cup is the target with this horse again, and you would think that this is sort of where it starts, the kickoff point for him.
Yeah, I can see this horse sort of, running Saturday, then we won't see it for a month or something, and then it'll pop up again, and they'll probably sort of have a real sort of European campaign with the horse, I reckon.
You would almost reckon, I don't know how it works, the ballot and whatnot for the Cups, but I think it was 2 years ago from a Melbourne Cup. It's only had the 2 runs since, so it probably needs to pass the ballot yet again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked to see him sort of first up here and then, like you said, have that freshen and go to like a Bart Cummings over 2,500 and get that ballot exemption and then just pop up again in the Melbourne Cup. Or a Moonee Valley Gold Cup, something like that.
And I reckon DJC's horse is very well named because, like Anthony Milford, he goes missing when the pressure comes on. And,
I only read MILF, and then I went, I'm backing it.
That'll do.
I'm backing it. It's 40-year-old. I'm backing it. Have you got any Bjorn runners at Wyong on Saturday?
Yeah, wow, really nice horse. He was a bit disappointing first up, but I sort of thought Reggie was just a little bit aggressive on him. And Hollywood Hero, he ran the Group 1 in the Guineas last year, and Reggie was a bit keen on him first up, and he led over 1,300, which is not his go at all. So it just brought him back in grade, get Jet Stanley with 2 kilos off. He's in a benchmark 64, 1,300, and I think his class is above them. If he can just get a little bit of luck in the right run in the race, he should be winning because he's a nice horse. He's just probably doing a little bit wrong at the moment, but I think he's a horse that can step up in the sort of group races in the spring if he can take the right steps this time in.
There you go, punters. What about, I mentioned it before, Canadian Ruler in the first. Give it a chance or what? I've got it on top to beat the Pumper.
Yeah, he's one of the most improved horses in our stable. He's just gone from strength to strength, and you saw him sort of nearly beat Tutor Levy or whatever it is the other day, who's, sort of in the market for all the features of spring. So he's just drawn a bit awkward, but will be positive, and he's got good tactical early speed, so hopefully he can overcome it. 11-metre rail at Randwick on Saturday is just chilling my head in a little bit. It was half sort of on fence or rails in run bias the other day, and I think it's going to be even more prevalent on the weekend. So we'll be up and forward with him for sure.
And obviously Rachie in the saddle, so big plus.
Yeah, she's always liked this horse. She's trialled him a lot. She's never ridden him in a race, so she's excited to get on him. She galloped him on Tuesday, and she sort of hadn't been on him since the trials early on, and then she trialled him again and just recently. And she's just said he's improved out of sight. He's so professional, and he just does what you want. So he's sort of a horse that we can give a dig early and know he's going to sort of come back and relax. So we'll sort of try and use his fitness and make every post winner on Saturday.
Bit surprised you didn't mention Infatuation there before, the upcoming horses.
He's probably one, definitely forgot. Yeah, she's sort of on. She is one that's sort of on a Golden Rose path. We have no idea whether she'll get 1,400. She's sort of physically made up that she might, but we're not going to know. But we will send her on that Golden Rose path, and she trials again on Monday, and then she resumes Saturday fortnight.
I think I've seen a video the other day of her, just the physical progression from the first up, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's a beast of a horse.
Yeah, and she was only sort of a lightly framed 2-year-old, so she's come back in really good order, and she always looked like she was going to get better, and I still think she's probably 12 months away from starting to really fill out too. So yeah, the best is ahead of her as well, and her trial was good the other day. So
yeah, I've got a pretty big opinion of it. I like Infatuation.
You could say you're infatuated by her.
You could, mate. Infatuated by the MILF.
Great little all up. Milford in the Caulfield Cup into infatuation in the Golden Rose. We're going to leave it at that, punters. The locked-in multi this week. So Flemington race 6, mostly cloudy. Race 7, Prowling. And race 8, Floating Artist. We're going to put that... We can't have over 30 to 1 on our little multi, so we'll make it a 3-league place multi. I reckon we'll be pretty close to cashing in on that. So head over to the Dabble app. That'll probably go up, I would say, tomorrow afternoon. Links in the bios and whatnot in the tips and slips group all over Facebook to join up to Dabble. If you don't have an account, use that code LEGUP. DJC, Hildo, thanks for coming on, boys. Always appreciated. And hopefully a few winners over the weekend for both the punt and the Bjorn stable.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Good luck, punters.